Hello everyone, welcome to my channel German Talks, and I hope you'd be doing absolutely safe and fantastic. Today's topic is understanding government contracts and how do they differ from a contract between private enterprise and private individuals. So let's get started. The first thing which may strike your mind, why understanding, why not negotiating a government contract? So the short answer to that is that there isn't anything known as negotiating government contracts, at least till the tune of couple of $1 billion. Maybe after that there is, but till that point it's mostly a straitjacket document in which you have to just sign it or leave it and things like that. So it's actually an amazing world, and few find it fanciful, few find it complex, some find it too simple. So let's get into it. So what is a government contract? First of all, it's any contract which has been awarded by central government or federal government or state or provincial government or municipality or any instrumentality of the state, which can be armed forces, a university or airports authority, or a mixture of all, or a consortium of federal government and state government, and so on and so forth. So that is a contractual construct as to who are the parties in a contract. So this is the structure. As far as the difference is concerned, on which I like to restrict this video upon, is what are the differences between a normal contract and government contract. So the biggest word above is monopoly. With the government, it's a straight monopoly of most of the on the contracting table. So the best thing what we can do is to at least understand the contract, if not negotiate it, so that a person can make a uniformed judgment in order to whether to enter or not to enter, and to understand the risk and rewards flowing from the engagement. So the first difference is the legal infrastructure sitting atop, on which a government contract sits. So the first would be a statute or an act of the parliament, and the second would be the regulation sitting atop of that, and upon that would be a policy. So like in the US, we have Federal Acquisition Regulation, FAR, which is also known as the Bible of the procurement, or FASA, Federal Acquisition Streamlining Act. In Canada, we have Department of Public Works and Government Services Canada Act, or Government Contracts Regulation. In India, we have the policy on which a contract is awarded by the government, say Clean Ganga Mission or Make in India policy and things like that. So there is a lot of legal infrastructure on which a government contract operates upon. The second thing is which is important is, since the government is a party to it, so there is a lot of accountability towards the general public, and it is since using the taxpayers' money. So right to audit is one extremely important thing. Many times many corporations feel jittery about it, or wary about it, or say that we choose not to do that, but that's what it is. If you are contracting with the government body, most of the times it would be, your books can be audited by the government anytime and in whatever manner they wish to. So this is an audit thing. So you have to be your books would be completely open in terms of how much margin you're making, how much cost, and things like that. The another difference is in terms of the confidential information. Many times the companies are using trade secrets and copyrights and things like that, which in one jurisdiction can be construed as a confidential information, but in the other jurisdiction in which you are operating the contract, it may not be considered as a very confidential information. So so something, if there are two parties, say between state of California and a Japanese party is into a contract, so that information may not be considered, some information may not be considered as confidential under the state of California rules. Uh, uh, um, so by that situation, any person can go ahead and access all the information. So fear of data compromise in terms of accessibility by the general public, in terms of, like in India, there is a right to information or Freedom of Information Act in US. So this is another thing. One other difference is in terms of jurisdiction. So there can be a possibility that like in a government contract, the government always would like to have its own jurisdiction, and you have to understand that whether that jurisdiction is inimical or adversarial to the business, or it's okay, it's business neutral or conducive. So that is another thing. And the other difference between the government contract is the impairment of contractual rights. That means that the government can go ahead and do the necessary increase or decrease of the contractual volumes without any authorization from your side. So that is actually a contractual risk as far as the business profitability is concerned. The government, like I said, it's using the taxpayers' money. So basis any political decision or anything, it can go ahead and increase or decrease the contractual amount, committed amount. And one last, probably the last difference is the government, within the government contracts, they can be and ask for change of constitution of any particular company by way of forming a JV, joint venture, or forming a special purpose vehicle, by which the very structure of the company can change. So that may be a thing on which many enterprises do feel very upon. And these are the differences with normal contract and the government contract. Otherwise, government contracts are immensely simple and just in terms of, because they are same to everyone, irrespective whether a company is a Fortune 500 company or like 10 times smaller than that. If it falls under that impaneled vendor list or selected vendor list, so it's same for everyone, and there isn't any favoritism or anything like that, assuming that everything would be done in the most honest ways. So these are the things in which I tried bringing out a difference between a normal contract and a government contract. And I hope you, if you like this video, please like, share and comment, and do let me know about it, and I look forward to your comments. Thank you.